What's good, YouTube? Nappy here, back again, once again, and today, people, it's Thursday, so you already know that means we have another Pokemon Top 5 all lined up and ready to go for you guys. Now, last week we had the choice between either Normal Type or Ground Type for this week's Top 5, and finally, Normal Type has won. Now, Normal Type easily beat out Electric for the longest losing streak on the Top 5 series, but you guys finally voted for it, and I think you're going to be surprised at what my top 5 is. You know, Normal Type is a very diverse type, so it'll be interesting to see your guys' top 5s as well. Now, when it comes to this top 5, as well as any top 5 that I do, it is 100% opinionated, meaning that if you don't agree with it, then by all means, leave your own top 5 in the comment section below. I choose not to use any legends at all on my top 5 because towards the end of the series, I plan on doing a top 5 legends video as well, but if your top 5 requires the use of legends, then by all means, use them. So now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this week's top 5 normal type Pokemon. Starting off the countdown this week in the number 5 slot is the infamous Miltank. I think that if you've been playing Pokemon for many years, everybody knows about Whitney's Miltank and the trouble that we've all had with her. Now, when it comes to Miltank, I think that it falls into that same category as Dragonite in the sense that when you look at the Pokemon, it doesn't look like it's about to kick your ass. But sure enough, like I said, we've all had trouble with the Miltank at one point or another, and we've all probably used the Miltank too and realized that it's a fucking beast. It's a powerhouse. It can dish out a lot of fucking damage. That rollout attack, come on now. And at the same time, not only is it a powerhouse, but I mean, you can heal your other teammates with Milk Drink too. So, you know, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's a very diverse type, being Normal Type, and it's a very unique type in the sense that each Normal Type Pokemon can somewhat cover everything. I love it. Miltank is number 5 in this week's top 5. Claiming the number 4 slot in this week's top 5 is the one and only Porygon. Now again, let me remind you again that when I do certain evolution lines like this, when I just claim one Pokemon for it in my top 5, doesn't mean I'm discrediting the other ones. So Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, I'm not saying are terrible, it's just I want to put the original Porygon in there. You can call me a Gen 1er if you want, I hate that fucking term, but to me, Porygon is classic. To me, Porygon, and I don't know why this is, maybe this is just, you know, a childhood thing coming up, but when I look at Porygon, it's one of those Pokemon that I always look at in a battle and say, shit, what the fuck am I going to use against this? Not that I don't know, like I could just take a second and do it, it's just that natural reaction. I don't know why. To me, Porygon is the ultimate, you know, the ultimate universal Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that's kind of how they made him, the typing like that. So to me, Porygon's just badass, and that's why he's number 4 on this week's top 5 countdown. Coming into the number 3 slot this week, we have the one and only Pidgeot. And I know a lot of you guys might be saying, wait a minute, Nappy, wait. I thought this was top 5 normal type. Pidgeot is normal type and flying type as well. Pidgeot for me, you've heard me use this reason a million times on this series before. Pidgeot is OG as fuck. When I was a little kid and I played through Gen 1, I saw Pidgeot and I saw Fearow and I saw Dodrio. And Dodrio looks kind of cool. Fearow, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to. Fuck this. And then I saw Pidgeot and I was like, dude, that motherfucker right there, that dude is fucking amazing. And I know a lot of people have been getting on me in the comment section about, you know, my reasoning. I just say fucking amazing. He's a badass. He's a monster. But you know what? That's all I can say about it. You know, nothing more needs to be said. And I'm sure if anybody that's watching this has played Gen 1 before and you've used the Pidgeot, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's why Pidgeot is number 3 on this week's top 5. Alright, so you guys can exhale now. The number 2 slot belongs to the one and only Evie. That's another one that I say a lot, is the one and the only. But I mean, I know that a lot of you guys are probably going to have Evie on your top 5s. I know the fan base for Evie out there is ridiculous. When I did top 5 dark and didn't include Umbreon, people fucking lost their shit in the comments section. But either way, I chose Evie for number 2 simply because of all the diversity that it has. I've been talking about the diversity of normal type ever since I started this video, and Evie is a perfect example of that. I can't tell you how many times I've taken an Evie and used whatever stone or whatever evolution method I need for it to fill up that type slot for that member on my team that I need. You know, if I need an electric type, I just wanted to use a Jolteon, bam, I can get an electric type just like that. The diversity with Evie is ridiculous, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Evie is number 2 on this week's top 5 countdown. And finally, coming into the #1 slot this week, it may be an upset for some of you guys, but to me, when I came up with this top 5 list, he was the first person that I thought of. He was automatically #1 in my book, the one and the only Snorlax. Now again, I want to call on all my Gen 1ers out there. There's nobody that hates Snorlax. I'm sorry. I've used that term before in the past, you know, when it comes to like Muck and Garbodor and everyone's split down the middle, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody that says, you know what, dude, I fucking hate Snorlax. He's so stupid. Nobody hates Snorlax. Even if you don't use a Snorlax on your team, you can't get mad at the dude. He's just a big, fluffy fucking teddy bear. But at the same time, he's a fucking badass, okay? Now, I will admit, I've had many occurrences where Snorlax was the sole reason I didn't lose a fucking battle. This motherfucker right here is a wall, and he can dish out damage at the same damn time. And that is why he deserves the #1 slot on this week's top 5 normal type Pokemon countdown. So there you have it, people. That is this week's top 5 normal type Pokemon for you guys. If you enjoyed this week's top 5, make sure you smash that like button down below for us, and make sure you share your own top 5 as well. We always have people that want to vote, but make sure you share your own top 5 because, I mean, that's kind of like the whole point of the series. But either way, for next week's top 5, we have the choice between either ground type again or rock type. Two very similar types, I know, but still, either ground or rock type is what we're voting for next week. I haven't gotten a whole lot of people that vote for random ass types, but don't vote for random ass types, okay? We have either ground or rock type for next week's top 5, so make sure you vote for us. Smash that like button again for me if you haven't, and as always, people, thank you for checking out the video. You know me, YouTube, Nappy192. I'm out.